Welcome to another episode of the A-List Movie Club. I am your host, the game changer, Wes Truth. And with me, as always, are Dominic and John. How's it going tonight, guys?
Good.
All right. And I'm back from vacation. I had a great time back in my old stomping grounds of Pennsylvania, and I got to hang out with John a whole lot. Thanks for picking me up from the airport and taking me back.
Yeah, John, that was nice of you.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
Oh, anytime, man. Anytime.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun, but now we're back to normal, and we're back to reviewing movies and music. So this time it was
Back to
John.
work.
Yeah, this time it was John's turn to pick a movie for us. What did you pick this time?
I picked, was it 1994? I picked a Oliver Stone movie written by Quentin Tarantino, Natural Born Killers.
All right.
Psychos go on a murder spree and become cultural icons.
Become celebrities, yeah.
I'll start. Tarantino. It's kind of like bringing the Joker and friggin' Lex Luthor together. I mean, they're just fucked up minds. It was, I don't know. When the movie first started, I remember seeing bits and pieces of it, but it was just trippy as shit, man. It just was. I mean, you could really tell the story was a Quentin Tarantino story. Oliver Stone is a whack job, man. He just is. I loved Woody Harrelson in it. I loved the actors. I thought the actors were great in it. They played their parts really, really well. I liked Robert Downey Jr. as the British news guy, and I thought it was good. I not great. I mean, I don't think I'd go out of my way to watch it again. But if I was at somebody's house and said, "Oh man, do you want to watch Natural Born Killers?" I think out of just being nice, I'd say okay. But it's not something that I'd watch over and over again. Even though
I don't know that's really a something to pull out at a party.
Yeah,
it's a very niche party there.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't great. I mean, it was for Oliver Stone movies. I much prefer JFK to this.
Platoon?
I'm sorry.
Platoon?
Yeah, Platoon was a friggin' classic.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a great movie. That death scene with William Dafoe, that's just amazing.
Yeah. That's a great movie. So JFK. I like JFK.
Yeah. Okay, so that's my thoughts.
I think I saw this movie not when it first came out, but around then. And it's the first time I've seen it since. So like you, Dom, it's one of those movies that if you watch like every 10 years, you're probably okay. Not something you have to watch like every time it's on TV kind of a thing. It's kind of harsh to have replay value. It's kind of a tough watch.
Yeah, it is.
But it's got Tarantino all over it. You can tell. Kind of got his style. I have to say I like actors. I thought Rodney Dangerfield was great.
Oh yeah.
And a totally different role for him. That was really good.
Edie McClurg or whatever her name was good too.
Yeah. Robert Downey Jr. of course I like. His accent sort of comes and goes, but you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's good as like one of those ambulance chaser reporters, you know, or like a sensationalist reporter, or whatever you call him.
Right.
Paparazzi, yeah. But it's definitely like a coke dream or something. I don't know what it is.
It's an acid trip.
It's something, yeah. And I don't know if it's supposed to be that way to represent their drug use? Like, if it's supposed to be kind of in a haze like that, or what? I don't know.
That's a good point. I didn't think of that.
I don't know. I mean, with Tarantino, you never know, or Oliver Stone.
Right.
I mean, at one point, there's like Rodney Dangerfield. It's like a '50s TV sitcom going on.
Right.
Like the middle of this movie turns into like a TV show.
And the stuff that's going on is very interesting.
Yeah, there's some stuff. Definitely did not let my son watch this movie. No.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. I liked it. What do you think, Wes?
Yeah. So this was definitely one of the trippiest movies I've ever seen. One of the few that I actually enjoyed. When this started, because like when we watched Head and stuff like that, I was like, oh God, you know. And I've seen like Across the Universe, which I despised because it was a trip fest. And so when this started, I was like, oh God, no. But as it went on, I was all right with it. It definitely has a lot to say and there's a lot to unpack. The style and editing could very well turn off viewers and could be headache inducing right at the beginning. There's a lot of portions that are very much style over substance. And I didn't know that going in, so I thought it was very unique. Like stuff going on in the windows in the background and just lots of interesting visual effects, things I've never seen done before. It's a pitch black, dark comedy at some point. Like you said, John, the sitcom parody of the abusive father getting a laugh track is pretty powerful. Being a big-time satire of criminals becoming celebrities, which of course was a big trend in the 90s, and the role the media portrays is very interesting. That they'll like show anything for ratings. And of course, this is a very violent film. It's certainly unpredictable, as you're not really sure what you might see next. I thought the characters become interesting to watch. Great over-the-top performances all around. Woody Harrelson, Juliette Lewis, Robert Downey Jr. And I will say, this is Tommy Lee Jones seemed like he actually cared to be there in this role. For the first time that I've seen in probably 25 years.
He looked like he was actually having fun.
Yeah. He's either 100% over the top or looking like, where's my damn paycheck? You know, the last like 30 years. Awesome. Yeah, I like him in Men in Black, but I mean that's a great movie regardless. But other than that, it's just I don't know with him. But yeah, a very different role for Rodney Dangerfield. And yeah, this is not a film that I think for everyone. And much like when we reviewed Hereditary and Midsommar, I feel like this might be a movie you get more out of on repeat viewings as well. But I'm not probably going to do that anytime soon. But yeah, I think you would get more out of it with a second watch maybe too. But that's pretty much my piece there.
Well, it's about damn time. John, what you got for trivia?
Like you said, I like the you can kind of tell the message we're trying to get about how we glorify the murderers, not the victims. But I think they sort of the violence and all that overshadowed the message they were trying to get.
That's a pretty good point, John. I like that.
Especially if people are going in thinking this is a straightforward thriller or something like that, and they'll be like, "What is this?" You know?
Yeah. Well, you got synopsis. You know, a young couple goes on a murder spree. You're like, "Oh, okay," and then it is that, but there's a whole lot more going on too.
Oh yeah, yeah. You have to think about it.
That scene at the end in the jail where they break out. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I love Tommy Lee Jones' hair, just sort of whatever that's going on there. And it's like flying around as he gets carried away. That's awesome. That scene where Juliette Lewis takes Tom Sizemore's face and like shoves it into the wall when he was trying to like, put his hands on her. She actually broke his nose.
Oh, wow.
I believe that.
Coca-Cola approved the use of their polar bear ads in this movie without having any clue what the movie was about.
Oh, God.
Then when it came out, the board of directors were not happy.
I've been thinking about that. I thought, well, that's random.
According to Oliver Stone, Rodney Dangerfield didn't understand what he was supposed to be doing in this movie. He didn't get the whole 50s sitcom about a dad molesting his daughter in the middle of this kind of thriller movie. But when it came out, everyone said Rodney was the best part. Then he sort of changed his mind about it. He probably still didn't understand it. He was like, yeah, everyone liked what I did, whatever the hell I did. Tarantino claimed to have hated the final version of the film since they butchered his script a lot. So he met Johnny Cash in an elevator, and Johnny Cash told him that he and his wife were fans of this movie.
Okay, interesting.
Said he was allowed to publish the original screenplay, which helped him get over his hate of this film. He was worried that viewers would credit him with material that he didn't really write. So I guess there was some tampering going on. Like you said, Dom, I'm sure Oliver Stone and Tarantino probably weren't friends. They may not have hated each other, but
you know what this calls for? Release the Tarantino cut.
I mean, they're both odd, so maybe two odd people don't get along so well. I don't know.
Right.
There are 18 different film formats seen in the movie. The scene after they smoke with the Native American.
Yes.
Or do you call them guardians now? I'm not sure how that works, but when they're walking across the field full of snakes, there was 150 real and fake snakes.
Wow.
They filmed it at night because the snakes are more docile and sleepy, so they wouldn't attack.
Yeah.
Did they know which were real and which were fake?
I don't know. I wouldn't want to find out.
Yeah.
During filming, Oliver Stone would play African tribal music as loud as he could to keep the cast in a frantic mood. The average film has 600 to 700 cuts. This one has 3,000.
Wow.
Oliver Stone has always maintained that the film is a satire on how serial killers are adored by the media for their horrific actions, and that those who claim the violence in the movie itself is a cause of societal violence has missed the point of the movie entirely. The prison riot scene, they used actual prisoners.
Oh, wow.
80% of whom were incarcerated for violent crimes. They gave the inmates rubber weapons. Good idea. The color green is used to indicate the sickness in Mickey's head. Shows up several times during the film. The key lime pie at the diner, the green neon at the drugstore, the green room in the prison.
Wow.
When putting together the soundtrack for the film, Oliver Stone and Trent Reznor wanted to get Snoop Dogg involved. But what an odd combo that is. I can't believe I even read that out loud. But Warner Brothers said no because Snoop Dogg was on trial for murder at the time and it didn't seem appropriate.
Good Lord.
Oliver Stone said the use of television commercials was an attempt to illustrate the comforting power commercials have on people. After every commercial in the film comes a horrific moment or a flash cut of a demon. And Stone's idea was that commercials work to soothe people after they've been exposed to something extreme. So he's got a lot going on in this movie. He just sort of beat us over the head with the violence.
Yeah.
You couldn't get it. In the mess hall scene of the prison, A bald white man is staring at a black man, prompting the black man to try to attack him before being intercepted by Tommy Lee Jones. The bald man was a real prisoner who'd been convicted of murdering his wife and children by beating them to death with a lead pipe.
Oh, Jesus.
Oliver Stone gave him the role because he said the man's stare scared him. Oliver Stone and Time Warner were sued by Patsy Byers, a mom, because her 18-year-old daughter and her boyfriend dropped acid and watched this movie and then shot a clerk in a convenience store.
Oh, jeez.
So they sued this movie saying it was their fault.
Did it?
Well, the case was thrown out of court, so.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson was cast because Oliver Stone told him he had the look of violence in his eyes.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson seems like kind of a crazy kind of dude.
He has a lot of good roles, though.
He's great at.
Oliver Stone wanted Juliette Lewis to bulk up for her role so she looked tough. But Juliette Lewis said no, because the point is that she looks like she'd be an easy girl to take advantage of. So guys would mess with her. They think she's a small little thing. So when she kicks their ass, it looks even more like holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Rodney Dangerfield wrote all his own lines. Oliver Stone.
Oh, wow.
He just told Rodney, "You're the father from hell. Go," and started filming. So everything Rodney said was all his.
Wow. That's something.
It's the only movie Rodney Dangerfield did that was not a comedy.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi and Tim Roth were both offered the role that Robert Downey Jr. got.
Let's rate this pig. I'll start off. It was okay. It was all right. I kind of liked it. I've been waffling between a 6 and a 7. I'm going to go with 7, I guess.
Yeah, it's a tough movie to watch, but I liked it. I wasn't bored. So there's a lot going on. You can't be bored. Like I said, if they would have, I get the underlying stuff they're trying to say. They just sort of didn't go about the right way. But I still liked it. I'd give it an 8.
Nice. I think I'm gonna go with Dominic and go 7.
All right.
I liked it a lot, but I don't know about its rewatchability.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was good. So,
so in our next episode, we're going to do something special. And John and I like to go to the Dollar Tree when they have their new movie drops. And we both pick up stacks of movies and whatnot. And they just sort of sit there. So we watch some not so much. But we wanted to go through some of these Dollar Tree movies that we both have and actually review some of them. And so we randomly selected this one that we both have. And this one might actually not be so bad because it's Survival of the Dead.
oh, man.
So we'll see.
I was hoping for the other one.
Well, that might be next time.
Because I have a feeling this might be good because it's a George A. Romero movie.
Still, I don't know. Well, if it's good, it'll be a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Is this the second part of Dawn of the Dead?
I'm sorry?
Remember the Dawn of the Dead that came out in the 2000s, the remake?
Yeah.
Is this the second part to that?
Oh, this says it picks up where Diary of the Dead leaves off.
Oh, so it's not.
Okay. I'm guessing we'll be able to follow it.
I have Diary of the Dead too, so that's fine.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So we'll have some zombie movie fun next time. Until then, John, you want to talk a little bit about your podcast?
Yeah, We Like Wrestling podcast. 4 guys. Last week it was 5 guys. Thank you, Wes, for being on our show.
No problem. Just like the hamburger joint.
Sitting around talking about wrestling, past, present, classic pay-per-view reviews, tournaments, anything wrestling related. We talk about it. We're on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you find podcasts. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We Like Wrestling Podcast.
All right. And of course,
All right.
and of course, for me, you can subscribe right here on YouTube, youtube.com/westside515. Like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/westtruebaylist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram @WesAList. Until next time, truth out.
Oh, gee.